Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to the Piper Report. So Marine Le Pen surges in latest poll as Macron is blasted for first round celebrations. Now, Emmanuel Macron is a banker. He's a plutocrat. He's a Rothschild banker. The Rothschilds are responsible for the central banking system, including the Federal Reserve. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan, you name it. They're all a bunch of plutocrats who want world domination by manipulating the currency of American governments. And no, that's not to say that they want Agenda 21 in the UN, killing people all over the world. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that they have massive amount of power and influence by manipulating the economic systems of nations all over the world. And this is fact. This is fact. There are two entities that the American president should never mess with. And the reason why is because if he or she does mess with them, then they can either make him have the worst economy of all time or display his deepest, darkest secrets. And those two entities are the Federal Reserve and the intelligence services. Both of them can destroy any president. And the Federal Reserve deals with all over the world, because the Federal Reserve actually subsidizes separate countries. In the 90s, we subsidized Mexico. That is, we funded some of their programs, and the taxpayer, us Americans, had to pay the bill. Now, does that seem right at all? No. And this happens every day. So I have no sympathy at all for someone like Emmanuel Macron, who is a Rothschild's banker, who is a plutocrat. But here's the article. The French electorate are banning Emmanuel Macron after a series of gaffes have helped Marine Le Pen in contention ahead of the presidential campaign, latest poll shows. Europhile Macron, who has previously vowed to go tough on the UK's historic Brexit vote, has been roasted for seemingly swanning around Paris like he has already won the presidency. I can see this, because they all think like this. Look at him, he even looks like a fool. A poll for BFM TV found that half of people surveyed considered that Miss Le Pen's campaign had started well, compared with just 43% of Macron. Another found some 61% of French voters think that Miss Le Pen is leading a successful second-round campaign, compared to 48% for Macron, according to a Harris Interactive poll for RMC. Mr. Macron is the current frontrunner ahead of the second round of the French election, but has been accused of complacency by both rivals and allies. He was booed and jeered by striking factory workers during a chaotic campaign visit in northern France, marking a stark contrast with Le Pen taking photographs with workers. She vowed to stop the factory from closing if elected on May 7th, and told the striking staff, "Everyone knows what side Emmanuel Macron is on. He is on the side of the corporations." She is not wrong about this at all. I am on the workers' side. Now, the issue with this is that a YouTuber I listen to, The Seeker, if he's watching this, Seeker, I just gave you a shout out. He laid some good points. He did some good groundwork that France is predominantly a leftist nation. So someone like Le Pen winning in France is a lot different than someone like Trump winning in the US in terms of the social demographics with respect to political affiliation. So Le Pen does have a tough road in front of her. What also should be noted now is that this Macron guy, Crayola, he came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere he came. All of a sudden he has the backing of newspapers and media organizations and funding from all over the world. I mean, it's truly substantial in its respect that someone so unknown can all of a sudden be at the forefront of French politics and be a leading candidate and be essentially worshipped by powerful corporations all over the world. I think the French people should wake up to this. They should be able to see that, hey, this guy comes out of nowhere all of a sudden and has the power and influence of the billionaire class. Do we really believe that he will be good to us, the average worker, the average Frenchman and French woman? Miss Le Pen supporters, including her father, are trying to split the unified front against her by praising the defeated far-left candidate Jean-Luc. In a Channel 4 interview aired in February, The En Marche chief repeatedly promised to ensure Britain faced consequences for voting leave. That's essentially the article there, but Jean-Marie Le Pen, the founder of the National Front, in a radio interview said, "I think that her campaign was too cool. If I'd been in her place, I would have had a campaign like Trump's. That's to say, a wide open campaign, very aggressive against those who are responsible for the decay of the country, whether right or left." That I really can't. I really can't make any kind of statement on that because I don't know the inner workings of the French presidency and French politics. When it comes to American politics, we know that the Republicans in Congress are just as corrupt as the Democrats in Congress. So when Trump ran and he did attack and denigrate the right Republicans in Congress and the congressional Democrats, that was good because that woke up the average American people who think of themselves as Americans before party affiliates. So I'm not sure if Le Pen could do that and achieve similar results. But this is a good start to see Le Pen, garner more public support for her position. And it makes Macron or Crayola, whatever you want to call him, look like a fool and the corrupt official who thinks he already has won the presidency, even though he has not. And I hope this continues, and I hope Le Pen wins. And I'm done.